What up, guys? I am Geoff Fienberg, back here with you, breaking down another week of PGA Tour action for OddsChecker.com/US. Whew! I mean, it doesn't get much tougher to get off the mat after these last couple weeks, guys. I'll be honest, but we're going to keep it positive. Losing with Finau at the wire, and hey, congratulations to many of you hitting on Collin Morikawa. You listened to what I said, but you didn't follow what I did. Genius! Congratulations. It feels great to see all you guys congratulating me, thanking me for helping you pick Morikawa last week, even though I didn't pick him myself. Got to shake it off. Just got to shake it off. Nothing we can do about it. Trust the process. The process, Steven said last week, 2 weeks ago, anytime Morikawa was flirting with 40-1, this has to be an auto bet. I didn't take my advice the very next week. Wow. Whoo! Shake it off. Shake it off. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Bay Hill Club and Lodge, always a fun place. Opportunities to score, opportunities to find trouble in that Florida wind. It was funny. People really enjoyed watching last week's course and were like, oh, we should be here all the time. This is great, Florida golf. What do people think happens every year at Bay Hill and the Honda? Huh? A lot of the fun stuff we saw last week, except those aren't WGCs and we don't get those premium end top shelf players here. We will get them next week at the Players. We're almost at Players season, and we're almost at Ryder Cup season, friends. And there's a big theme of that for my European stalwart team here for Bay Hill Club and Lodge. We can't lament about the past. We just got to keep hammering around. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have Morikawa. This was the first week in a while we really didn't have anything close to the finish line. We even talked up Hovland like a king, and we were on him at Riv and Torrey. But at 22-1, I didn't have the guts to pick him over a Bryson or a JT. Miscalculation, clearly. It's like the books knew by posting Victor at 22 last week that he was supposed to win, minus that crazy number he made that one day. Credit to Morikawa. What a game. What a guy. Let's move on. We are here, Bay Hill. We honor the king. We honor the king, Arnold Palmer. Let's never forget that. Should be a great 4 days in Orlando. Starting it off, hey, I was going to say missed the cut last week, but it was a no-cut event. I'm going with Ty Hatton, my guy, Tyrrell Hatton. This is 18-1 over at BetMGM using the OddsChecker grid. There are 16-1s out there. Rory, 9-1. Listen, he's won here before, could win here again. We're all kind of waiting for him to crack. I'm just not there. Bryson at 12. Whoo-wee. We've bet him at like 20 the last 2 weeks. I'm kind of expecting him to win incredibly soon. So pivoting off him is a decision I've just had to make. I wanted to be a bit farther up the card this week. Hovland at 12, of course he could win. But, I mean, now you're paying a price. You're paying a price, right? You're paying a price. Like, if he doesn't win, you're, like, mad at him. That's what happens when you bet guys at 12-1, right? And he easily could win. What a kid. What a superstar. What a superstar. Like a front-end forward European Ryder Cup player, certainly. We don't see many Americans win here. That is no secret. Entirely international. So, yeah, back to Hatton. He won this thing last year. He was incredibly salty around the greens last week at the workday. I got no concerns. I actually think this is pretty decent value, and I'll tell you why. Last week, going into the WGC, a World Golf Championship where Dustin, Rahm, Rory, JT, Xander, Webb, like everyone, right? Like all the top players in the world show up. The only players who qualified who weren't there last week were Paul Casey and Tiger. Tiger wouldn't have played anyway. He was hurt to begin with. Yeah. Hatton was 20-1 last week at a WGC. He did things he normally does well poorly, so he had no chance. This week, where Rory and Bryson are the only players ranked ahead of him in the world, He only lost 2 points on his line. I think there's a great opportunity. I'm getting his WGC line at Bay Hill. Of course, he won last year. The Europeans love it here. This course can play tough. He is the perfect type of player, as I think a couple other guys who I'm going to be betting to handle what will come this week. And it's interesting. I mean, we had the WGC last week, and you could say there are no cuts, but he didn't play well. But, Morikawa didn't play well the week before and won. Berger missed the cut in Phoenix and won. We didn't really see signs of Brooks's win coming, 3 straight missed cuts? So a player of Hatton who's won, a 15, 17% clip of tournaments in the last year. I'm going on Hatton this week. Obviously, if Patrick Reed wins at a bit bigger number, that'll hurt. That will hurt, but Hatton is my pick this week. Moving a little farther down the board, we are going to Matthew Fitzpatrick. Matthew Fitzpatrick, this is 28-1 over at FanDuel, guys. This odd is as low as 22 in a lot of places. I went into the week with Fitzpatrick on my short list. I had concerns about Fitzpatrick, but he really is a perfect pick. I'll tell you my concerns in just a moment, but he is a perfect pick for Bay Hill. 16th ranked player in the world. There are very few players who play as well with long irons in tough, windy conditions as Fitzpatrick does. He has a great track record around this course. In 6 career starts at the Arnold Palmer, including one as a 19-year-old in 2014, he's never dropped strokes to the field on the green. So he's a fancy little player here. Now, my concern with Fitzpatrick is he contends a lot. Like, we see his name getting up there in big events. And then, the things he does the best begin to abandon him. Maybe that's my perception, but I just love how he played at Riviera, and I really like how he played last week, and I love his course history here, and we're looking at some ugly weekend weather. I think he's in a really good place right now to take this event on. I came into heading into Florida, I thought I'd be betting Paul Casey a lot because I really like the way he's been playing. He's identical number as Fitz. He didn't play last week. I want him to get his North American feet wet. And actually, as me and Pat Mayo discussed yesterday, I hope he has a horrible week. That's Paul Casey. So we can get on him next week at the Players, what will be an obviously big number. But back-to-back top 10s in this event for Fitzpatrick, playing really, really, really strong golf at the moment. So I am here for Matthew Fitzpatrick as we continue our ride with Hatton's definitely on the European Ryder Cup team. I don't really see a way at this point. Fitzpatrick's not on that team. So we're riding that European Ryder Cup team, guys, and it's not going to end. I am going to be betting Tommy Fleetwood. He lost 6 strokes putting last week. He is a ball striking wizard. He has this is now clearly my perception that I'm making my own reality. He's got a 3rd place here, a 10th place here, a 19th place here, I want to say. But I think back-to-back top 10s. Last year in Florida, someone will tell me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he was the leader at one point of at least in the last 2 years. At some point, he has led Bay Hill, he has led Honda, and he has led the Players. He hasn't won any of them. I really do think his game works around here perfectly. It's no secret. He crushes Florida golf. Losing 6 strokes putting is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It doesn't happen for Tommy Fleetwood. He's not Morikawa. Morikawa's a winner. Wins big tournaments. Fleetwood can't do that in North America yet. But Morikawa lost 6 strokes putting the week before at Riviera, and he's a way worse putter than is Tommy Fleetwood. Now, Morikawa is a better iron player than Fleetwood, but we'd all agree Fleetwood, when it's coming and when it's going, is one of the better ball strikers on the planet. And don't think I'm going to record a video with this sitting beside me and not be betting Tommy Fleetwood in the state of Florida. So I don't care what he does this week. Get ready for next week, too, at the Players. Missed the cut, Tommy. I'll bet you have 60. I don't care. I'm here. Tommy Fleetwood, let's go. One American on the card. one American, Sam Burns. I mentioned we've seen some wins recently that we didn't really expect to see coming based off miscuts, based off bad form, based off certain rankings we didn't see coming. But there have been wins this year that everything pointed to. Everything literally pointed to them. I could think of Harris English at the Tournament of Champions just a couple weeks where Max Homa won at Riviera. Like all signs, bright neon signs pointed to this guy is like really going to win or very soon. Well, those bright lights are flashing and it's Sam Burns' name, guys. What? He teed off in the final group this year already at Torrey Pines and Riviera. Now, I don't want to compare them to last week, but going before last week, those were like literally, oh, sorry, he didn't play last week because he's not a WGC player. So he's teed off in the final group at the two toughest courses and world-renowned tough courses that he played at this year. Now, people can look at what he did in those final rounds and by not winning and see him as some failure. I don't look at it that way. Those are great steps for a young kid moving in the right direction, building himself up, tasting the smoke. It's exhaust. It's a lot of exhaust when you're huffing and puffing on a Sunday and not playing well out in a final group. But I like guys tasting the smoke, getting that experience in the Thunderdome. Burnsy's getting it. His first homage on tour was like here in Florida. I know he's a LSU Tiger. I thought he was a Florida boy on the pod, but I quickly realized he's an LSU Tiger. But whatever. We're back in SEC country. I'm ready to roll with Burns. 40-1 seems like a really fair number for how well he's playing and the different types of courses he even plays well at. I mentioned those final groups. No, he didn't get it through the weekend, but even in Phoenix, he was the first round leader. So this guy is putting rounds together, putting himself in position to win golf tournaments. If there's an American that's going to bring something home this week, for me, the only one on my card is Sam Burns. Okay, I was going to do this tomorrow, but I figured I don't want to hold out on you like a minute more. I got 3 long shots, over 100-1, all Europeans, all players that desperately would like to make the Ryder Cup team. 2 of them are Ryder Cup guys, or at least in the past. And one of them we're going to go to the wall with. Let's go. Because as we saw last week, there's a lot of vulnerability on these Florida golf courses. You could disappear fast. You could be playing great, make one mistake, and it costs you bigly. So you guys know, and even this year, look at all the winners. Like, we're really sticking outside of, I want to say, it's kind of up there. Like, even Berger before DJ Witchery was 20, like 20 to 50, 20 to 60. That's where the winners come. That's where I really do try to bet. But Florida, things can get interesting. Okay, things get interesting, and I trust these guys. Alex Noren, 140-1 on FanDuel. This bet is as low as 100-1 when using that OddsChecker grid some places. I love Alex Noren. He played well in California. He played well in Phoenix. He's one of the hardest working range rats on tour. Whatever wasn't working, he's working his ass off to fix. He almost made it to the finish line at Honda a couple years ago, so he's not afraid of Florida. There's a correlation here to guys that have won the BMW at Wentworth, have won at Bay Hill. We know Noren has won at Wentworth. We know sort of like Le Club National in Paris. This is a course it's tight with a lot of water and wind, like a perfect little place where that. So I'm here. I'm here for Noren. He's not the last European we are going to be rocking. And I'll say this about all these bombs. This is why we love OddsChecker. Some of these odd differentials are crazy. I got to bet an extra guy, essentially, because I'm getting the best number. Do you understand that? If I'm betting Noren at 100, and then up next, I got Ian Poulter, 150. Ian Poulter, 150 at FanDuel. There are 125s out there also. There's also 90s. I saw that because I use oddschecker.com/US. What a number. Poulter, Orlando, lives there. He played great in the Middle East. He just didn't score. I bet him in Puerto Rico last week. He was under par in every round, but I told you, I'm going to bet this guy in Florida. And maybe if he does have a lead, you try to cash out or hedge or something, because I'm worried he'll put 3 in the water with a lead. But I got to be on Poulter. I've been talking up Poulter for Florida for a couple of weeks now. I'm excited about it. He's in his backyard in Orlando. And what a great number. A low, I'm getting a 150. There are 90s out there. Like I said, I'm betting extra body because I get the best numbers. Now, you could save the money. I'll just bet more. Here's another one. Imagine this. Matt Wallace, that year Molly won a couple years ago, that great run. Fitzy and Rory were close, but Wallace was right there too. That was the first time a lot of American golf fans got a good picture of Matt Wallace, and that happens. I think a lot of the times American golf fans got their first look of Fleetwood was on these Florida golf courses. Well, that sort of happened with Wallace a couple years ago. His game can be hit or miss, but he's a gamer, and he'll have those shoes tight. I know that's like not a stat. That's like really stupid. But he fits the mold of the guys that I really like, these feisty gamers that when it gets tough and cranky, 200 to 1 at PointsBet. BetMGM has him at 100. Hello? Use the grid. Get the best odds. When we win, we're going to win more. Right? When we win, we're going to win more. So we can give some back because we're always going to lose. It's golf betting. We're not betting football here, people. There's not like two options here. It ain't 1 point spread, 1 winner, 1 loser. There's 1 winner and 149 losers. That's how it works. But use oddschecker.com/US. It'll give you a leg up every time, I promise. I'm out. I said a lot. I'm curious to see how long this video was. I hope it wasn't too long. Thank you for watching. Like, sub, comment. Please tell me who you think is going to win this week. I'm Geoff Fienberg. I'm out. That was fun. I love talking it. End meeting.